Hello everyone, welcome to Durrett's Take. Now it's time for me to go over the West region in the NCAA Tournament. Let's go start with Florida versus Norfolk State. Florida wins there, easily nothing to see. And then 8 seed UConn versus 9 seed Oklahoma. Oklahoma has been on a heater over the last few weeks. If I'm a UConn fan, I ignore Oklahoma's conference record. 6-12 I know is not great, but the Sooners were undefeated in non-conference play and have some good wins in non-conference. And they've been coming on as of late, and they have a good freshman point guard. With UConn being so inconsistent this year, especially on defense, I can see Oklahoma getting the upset here. I know I should trust Dan Hurley and the few players who were on the championship team last year to get it done. I think this is a game where the Huskies should win, but they'll find some way to lose the game and remind everyone just how inconsistent they've been all year. I have Oklahoma winning 72-70. Next, you got 5 seed Memphis versus 12 seed Colorado State. Because of the injury to starting point guard Tyrese Hunter, a lot of people like the Mount West Conference title champion Colorado State to get the upset over Memphis. With Memphis, it's hard to know what you're getting because they dominated non-conference play, had a bunch of good wins, but they also had a bunch of bad losses in conference play, which is why I'm surprised they got a 5 seed, but oh well. There's usually a 12 seed that gets an upset, so if Hunter's out for Memphis, then I'll take the Rams to continue their hot momentum and get the win. I had Colorado State winning 70-69. Next, you got 4 seed Maryland versus 13 seed Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon has made the tournament 3 years in a row now. If they had a different matchup, then I would pick them to advance to the second round like last year. But Maryland is just a tough draw for them. They're one of the best teams in the Big Ten, and they've just been playing really good basketball. So I have the Terps moving on. I have Maryland winning 69-59. Next, you got 6 seed Missouri versus 11 seed Drake. I have picked Drake 2 years in a row to get an upset in the first round, and they have failed me both times. So third time's the charm, as they say. Out of all the 6 seeds, this is the one to get if you're Drake because Missouri's coming in with bad momentum. Drake is one of the best defenses in the country, and they already have had upsets over a tournament team like Vanderbilt or in non-conference play. So if Drake can't get a win now, they'll just be one of those mid-major teams that maybe gets in a lot but just doesn't win the tournament. The only thing that's scary there for Drake is that Drake's not a great offensive team. They're one of the slowest paced teams in the country. So if Missouri can get to a big lead, then that's spell of doom for Drake. But I have Drake winning the defensive matchup that they want to have, and I have them winning 55-53. Next, you got 3 seed Texas Tech versus 14 seed UNC Wilmington. If UNC wants to have a different matchup as a 3 seed, like maybe Iowa State's not totally healthy, maybe I could see that being a closer game, but against Texas Tech, I don't think it will. 7 seed Kansas versus 10 seed Arkansas. A great coaching matchup in this one. These two teams actually met in the tournament a few years ago when Kansas coach Bill Self was not coaching the game. On the one hand, I like the way Arkansas has been playing as a way, and Kansas has obviously been kind of lipping to the finish line over the last month. On the other hand, Calipari's first-round failures to Kentucky brings me cause to pause, I will admit. I'll just assume with being Arkansas now, it could be a different story, and the Razorbacks continue their good momentum and get a big win. I had them winning 77-71. And then number 2 seed St. John's versus 15 seed Omaha. First time Omaha's made a tournament ever. St. John's pick up the win easily. And now for the second round in the West, you got 1 seed Florida versus 9 seed Oklahoma. These two teams matched up once in the regular season. In fairness to Oklahoma, it was while the Sooners were in a big slump at the time. However, even though Oklahoma plays their A game here, I would be shocked if Florida loses this game. So I have Florida winning 83-70. Next, you got 4 seed Maryland versus 12 seed Colorado State. This is where the fun ride ends for Colorado State. They have had an excellent March. They've been one of the hottest teams in the country, but Maryland, like I said, this Maryland team is just really good in my opinion, and I have them winning easily in my opinion. Okay, number 3 seed Texas versus 11 seed Drake. No matter who wins between that Missouri-Drake matchup, I like the Red Raiders in this matchup. Texas has the defense to slow down either team, and Tech has the better players in this matchup. I have Tech winning by 20. I have them winning easily. And then number 2, St. John's versus 10 seed Arkansas. This would be a fascinating matchup on paper. Both teams actually have a common opponent. Both have played Baylor and Georgia. Both lost to Baylor, barely. And then St. John's lost to Georgia on the road while Arkansas beat Georgia at home. But I won't put much stock into that. I think Arkansas make this game interesting. Like, if I had to pick a double-digit seed to get to the Sweet 16, it would actually be Arkansas here. Just because St. John's is not a great perimeter shooting team. But I have St. John's making the clutch shots here to win the game. I have them winning 69-66. And now for the Sweet 16 in the West, you got Florida versus Maryland. This is a game where Florida should finally get tested here. I feel like Maryland can give them a scare, but in the end, Florida would just pull away and win. I have them winning 83-73. And then you got 2 seed St. John's versus 3 seed Texas Tech. On paper, this is probably the most interesting Sweet 16 matchup. Both teams play really elite defense, especially St. John's. I think the difference maker in this game will be the three-point shooting. St. John's one of the worst, as I mentioned earlier, and Texas Tech's one of the best three-point shooting teams in the country. I think the Red Raiders get the upset and make it to the Elite Eight for the first time since 2019, when they went into the championship that year. I have Texas Tech winning 64-61. And then for the Elite Eight in the West, you have Florida versus Texas Tech. I feel this is a game where Texas Tech can definitely hang around Florida in a tie-power offense. Texas Tech will make Florida earn the win, and I have the Gators in a close game of the winning 84-79. So stay tuned for my next video. Thank you very much. Y'all have a wonderful day.